go.
A strange legal case is taking place in the courthouse of the town of Westworld. An android gunslinger known as Bruce is on trial for murder. It seems that he ran amok on a movie set and shot dead a number of actors, apparently for the transgression of unrestrained method acting. Normally when such events occur involving androids, they end up in a repair shop rather than court. But it turned out that there was nothing actually wrong with Bruce. He just didn't like actors. The authorities could hardly turn a blind eye to his rampage, so he ended up in the courthouse. He is currently being questioned by his own lawyer, who wants to argue that he isn't responsible for his actions, given that he's a machine. But Bruce isn't cooperating.
I want the court to know that I killed those Dustin Hoffman wannabes of my own volition.
Alright, but Bruce, you're just a very sophisticated machine, aren't you? You do not make choices. You are just electronics and software, both of which functioning according to mechanistic laws. Therefore, there is no freedom. You're basically a mechanoman, aren't you?
I have consciousness, I have feelings, desires, aims, and intentions. I can make plans, I have projects. I'm capable of rational thought. This is the stuff of freedom. I wasn't compelled by any outside force to kill those actors. I was not malfunctioning, I was acting how I choose to act.
But all those things, all this consciousness, it's just a function of your hardware and programming, is it not? There is no choice at that level. It's just cause and effect, rules and calculations. There's no room for free will there. You might think that you're making choices, but your choices are determined by what's going on at the level of your hardware and programming.
Well, that may be true, of course, but it is also true for human beings. You are not more free than I am. You are just sophisticated biological machines. The choices you make are a function of the way that your brain works, which is governed by the laws of biology and ultimately the laws of physics. The only difference between androids and humans is that we are mechanical, whereas you are biological. If humans are to be held criminally and morally responsible, then the same should be true of androids.
Is Bruce right? Should androids be held criminally and morally responsible for their actions?
Bruce is right. He should be held responsible for his actions. He says that he is not being coerced into his actions, and they are purely his. Then he is responsible for his actions. Through deontology, Bruce has no right to take other people's lives, and the perfect duties of deontology state that one must not kill people because they would be taking away their will to live. All in all, Bruce is right. He should be held responsible for his actions because no one coerced him to kill those people.
The general concept to virtue ethics is that it focuses on what the individual, or in this particular case android, should choose for his or her own personal character rather than laws or customs. If the person's character is good, then the idea is that their choices and actions will be good. In this case, Bruce states, I have feelings, desires, aims, and intentions, later stating, I was acting as I chose to act. He believes he should be held criminally responsible for killing the actors, and so by the standing of virtue ethics he should be. Bad character equals bad decisions, and making Bruce responsible for his actions will ultimately help better his character in the long run.
Utilitarianism is definitely shown in the scenario, was it always going to happen? It is shown in Bruce's actions toward the actors. In Bruce's mind, they needed to be killed, so for Bruce, this is a positive thing for the world. Bruce is only one robot and not the majority. But for the numbers of actors killed, it is negative for them. Not to mention, it is negative for all of their family and friends. So by Bruce killing them, this brings a negative effect on the world. This goes completely against what utilitarianism stands for.
In deciding whether or not the robot Bruce is morally responsible for murdering the actors, you can take a consequentialistic point of view. If it is decided to not hold Bruce morally responsible for the actors, then who is ultimately responsible? Surely somebody has to be accountable for the dead actors, but who should be held responsible? Perhaps you hold the person who created Bruce responsible, or even the person who turned Bruce on that morning. But that doesn't seem very fair, since those people may not have been in the same room when the murders even happened. The consequences of holding somebody else responsible for Bruce's actions could include falsely accusing somebody of something they clearly did not do, especially after Bruce admitted to killing the actors on his own free will without being coerced by anybody.